Okay, one more time with feeling. Welcome, and welcome at home, and welcome. We have a new lady here, and fairly new, and great to see everybody. So basically, when it comes to yoga, yes, we stretch, and yes, we strengthen. The difference, and they're really important. When we stretch, we lengthen muscles, including the tendon that attaches to the muscle. That gives us greater flexibility and mobility. But when we strengthen a muscle, when we hold a posture, this is called concentric, and we're actually trying to bulk the muscle, to build it, and that can help have better posture, better stability, just strength, power, if you needed it to chase after a parking ticket officer when it's hopefully not too late. So that's what we're going to do this morning. And I just want you to really, again, be mindful, of course. If you have any injuries, you listen to your body, okay? Please do listen to your body. I'll offer as many modifications as I can. But basically, I want us to stretch today, and also we're going to strengthen. So I will tell you each one we're doing. And interestingly, stretching, gentle stretching, can really calm your body and mind. So if you're kind of wound up before bed, just, whatever. Do things like that because it's tied into your parasympathetic nervous system. Why do dogs and cats stretch so much? They must be really smart. Okay, so we're going to start standing because I just want to start with a gentle warm-up of half sun salutations. Get the blood flowing, just kind of warm everything up. So bringing your feet, and they're not going to move, stationary about a fat fist width apart. You're going to lock your knees. Remember, humans get to lock their knees, animals don't. That's what makes standing comfortable. Otherwise, we would be, because if you stand like this, how long are you going to last? So you're going to lock your knees, lift your toes off the floor, feel your big toe mounts, your baby toe mounts in the center front of your heel, growing roots into the floor. Lift your sternum up. You can lower your toes down, bring the shoulders up to the ears, push them back. And when you push them back, think about your shoulder blades. A lot of us are spending, of course, in forward flexion, doing things with our shoulder blades pulled apart. And that's giving less room for our arm movement, So we've done those little exercises where we test how having our shoulders back, and particularly our shoulder blades together, can really help with movement in the arm and also reduce the compression of the muscles in the front of the body. Okay. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Turn the palms down. Bend your knees on an exhale. Bring your belly onto your thighs, maybe your chest. Tent your fingers on the floor just in front of your toes. On an inhale, lift your hips up whatever amount you can and let the crown of your head float down. You're stretching the backs of your legs here. And then exhale, bend your knees, drop your hips. Press your shoulders back. This helps to bring your shoulder blades together. As you inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Palms are facing up. And then exhale, turn your palms out and float your arms down nice and slowly. So many of you know I'm dealing with a right shoulder, just a funky, not really happy right shoulder. But I'm finding that by bringing my shoulders back and my shoulder blades together, I've got more room to inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, turn the palms down, bend your knees, swan dive onto your thighs, fingertips tented on the floor. On an inhale, let the crown of your head float down as you lengthen the back of your legs and let your spine feel like a string of pearls. Please give your head a little shake. I want to make sure you're not holding it. It won't come off. Exhale. Bend your knees, drop your hips, shoulders back, long spine. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, palms up. Exhale, float the arms down. Synchronizing breath with movement. Inhale. Exhale. So the slower you go, the more controlled the movement is, the more you're using your muscles. Inhale, lift your hips, let the crown of your head float down. Exhale, bend your knees. Your belly at least should be on your thighs, maybe your chest too, maybe just your diaphragm. Inhale, sweeping the arms out to the side, coming up. Exhale, float the arms down, taking up lots of space. 2 more times. Inhale, nice and slow. You're using more muscles. Exhale, bending your knees, swan dive. Fingers tented on the floor. On an inhale, lift your hips, let the crown of your head float down. You're stretching the backs of your legs whatever amount you can. As they stretch more, your hams and your calves and your Achilles tendons, you will be able to straighten your legs, but be happy wherever you are today. Exhale, drop your hips, shoulders back. Inhale, begin to come up, sweeping the arms out to the side, reaching up. Exhale, float the arms down, stretching them whatever amount you can. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your hips, let your head hang. And now bend your right leg. Place your right hand on your left instep. On an inhale, sweep the other arm up, twisting towards the straight leg. Up. Exhale, float it down. Let's bend the left leg. Place your left hand on your right instep and sweep the other arm up as high as you can. So nice stretch here through the hip, the low back, and the shoulders. Exhale, float that arm down, bend your knees, shoulders back. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching up. Exhale, float the arms down, taking up lots of space. And one more thing I want to mention, and we see these guys, and maybe women, they work out a lot, but they don't stretch enough. So they got big, bulky muscles. I guess that's what they want. I don't know. And then they can't really bring their arms down beside their bodies. They haven't stretched enough. So we want nice, long, lean dancer muscles. Come on down onto your knees. If you need to put a cushion or double up your mat underneath your knees, if you need it to protect your knees. We're going to do our cat-cow. This is a gentle stretch and massage for the spine. So fingers are spread wide apart. Middle finger points forward. If you can see the wrinkles in your wrists, they should line up with the mat. If you have wrist issues, come onto your knuckles or adjust your hands to wherever your wrists are happiest. Knees are underneath the hips. Lengthen your spine from your tailbone right through the crown. On an exhale, round your spine. If you press all 10 fingers into the mat, you take a lot of weight out of the wrists. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Tuck your chin. Inhale. Hollow out your lower back. Try to lengthen through the upper body here by drawing the heart center forward, lifting your head, eyes rolling up towards the center of your forehead. Exhale. Round your spine. Tuck your chin, drop your tail. Inhale, hollow out your lower back. Lift your tail, lift your heart, lift your eyes towards your third eye. Exhale. Pull your bellies in, tuck your chin. Inhale, keep all 10 fingers pressing into the floor, creating space for your carpal tunnel. Hollow out your lower back in cow. One more time. Exhale into cat. Tuck your chin, pull your bellies in. Hold for a moment, hold your belly in. And last time, hollow out your lower back, lifting through the heart, forward and up. And then come on down onto your bellies. We're going to do some strengthening in locust pose. Couple of options here. I'm just going to show you. Well, we're going to give you 3 options, actually. You can interlace your fingers behind your back as you lift up. You could bring your arms forward as you lift up. Or the easiest one of all would be to lift your arms right beside your body. Now, we're going to do this a couple of times, so you figure out which you prefer, and you can always change midstream. So I'm going to begin with my fingers interlaced behind my back. Tops of my feet are flat on the floor. Gently pressing your hips and pelvis into your mats. Roll an invisible alley with your nose to lengthen your neck. If you wish, interlace your fingers. Now, if that's too much for your shoulders, then just keep your arms straight beside your body. That will be the easiest. But as I interlace my fingers, I'm going to roll my shoulders back, squeeze my shoulder blades together, and inhale, lifting head, neck, shoulders, arms, and legs coming up. Strengthening the upper back, opening the chest. You're strengthening the glutes, the hamstrings, everything in the back of the body. And breathe. Your breathing will be slightly harder because you're pressing into your diaphragm. One more breath in, maybe a little lift. Exhale, release your arms beside your body. Turn your head to either side. Bring your big toes together. Let your heels splay out. Let your shoulders melt. And just take a moment. Back bends are cardiovascularly demanding, so your heart muscle is getting a good workout, along with all of your back muscles. And bring your head back to the center. Now, again, you can do whichever you prefer with your arms. I'm going to bring mine in front, straight in front, strengthening my shoulders, upper arms. So again, flat. Tops of your feet are flat on the mat. You're going to roll an invisible alley with your nose, choosing your arm position, the one that's best for you today. On an inhale, arms, head, neck, shoulders, and legs coming off the floor. Very demanding cardiovascularly. We're working against gravity. Major strengthening for your legs, arms, shoulders. Couple more breaths here. If you can, if you need to come out of something sooner, do so. And then one more breath in. If you're still with me, exhale. Bring your arms beside your body. Turn your head to the opposite direction. Let your shoulders melt. Big toes touch. Heels splay out. And then bring your head back to the center. Bring your hands close to your shoulders. Let's press up and come into child's pose. So in child's pose, if you take your knees wide apart, big toes touch, flatten the tops of your feet, take your hips back towards your heels, and slowly releasing, decompressing your vertebra, lowering your forehead. And if you need extra height, you can fold one arm on top of the other. And just breathe here. Inhale, come up. We're going to take right leg forward, left knee is going to stay on the mat. So if you need your knee cushion, please put it underneath your knee. And we're going to come forward. We're going to stretch the hip flexors. So you're just going to come forward, bring your body forward. So you can feel on the left stretching hip flexors. So the psoas is one of the major hip flexors, and the hip flexors, they call them the muscle of the soul. This is new to me, but what isn't new to us is that our hips store a lot of garbage. I was going to say a different word. They store a lot of emotional stuff that we just didn't deal with, and no big deal, because you're letting it go now. If you can come forward and really stretch that hip flexor. So it's all about the hip flexor on the left, right? I mean, you're stretching your quads too, all good. And then bring your hands to the floor. Curl your back toe under, and let's come up into a downward dog. And let's just walk our dog. So one leg is straight, one is bent. And after you've felt what you're doing on one side, let's change to the other side. This is being mindful, practicing with awareness, and always with respect and compassion for where your body is today in terms of what is good for it. And changing again. Make sure you're not holding your head. That's an unnecessary, 10 to 13 pounds of weight. Just let it hang off your neck. And changing, pressing one heel to the floor. So this is an intense stretch, of course, for your Achilles tendon. If you're a racket sports player or whatever, hiking, doesn't matter, your calves, backs of your knees. And then coming back into a neutral dog. Lift your right leg up, tip it over to the other side. So you're stretching the hip flexors now. Again, stretching the side of the hip. And then bring it back down. Bring your knees to the floor. And let's take the right leg forward. So the other leg. Wait a minute. Got that wrong, right? Good. I was just testing you guys. Okay, so one knee on the floor, other one in front. So yes, your left leg will be forward. Okay, now we're going to stretch our right hip flexors. Thank you. I love you guys for helping me out. So stretching as much forward as you can. You're all lunging forward, a little bit easier than standing up, but you're stretching now the hip flexors on the other side. And that will do. Let's come into another downward facing dog. You're walking your dog, so slowly straightening one leg. Feel the stretch in the back of your leg. Let your head just hang off your neck. So your ears are aligned with your inner arms, and change to the other side. And changing again when you're ready. And last time changing. Shaking your head just so you know you're not holding it. I continue to check in with my neck. Our necks get enough work. Okay, holding neutral. Lift your left leg up. Tip it over to the right side. And returning. Come on down onto your knees. And let's just stretch the backs, the bottoms of our feet. So curling your toes under. I know this is intense. If this is all you want to do, being up on your knees, but stretching your plantar fascia. Most of us, or many of us, let's put it this way, many of us have had plantar fascia issues. They can just come out of nowhere. and all of a sudden you're a cripple. It's not a good time. So we're stretching. And remember, when we're stretching, if you can hold for 30 seconds, you get the benefits. Less than that, you know, you might not. Just like da 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 da. Okay, that will do. Puppy pose. We're going to stretch upper back and shoulders. So for those of us who don't prefer or don't like child's pose with the bent knees, you're going to keep your hips over your knees. You're going to reach your arms forward and then lower your forehead to the floor. So if you feel like you're too far forward, then bring your hips back behind your knees. But if you can keep your hips above your knees, reaching your arms forward, and you know what, if you have one shoulder that's not happy, just reduce the stretch on that side. But you can see again, this also draws your shoulder blades together. Nice stretching out for all of the forward flexion that we do. A little bit too much of today with our electronic devices because we haven't figured out how to do it from behind. So we're always forward with these things. And then bring your elbows to the floor. Come on up and come on down onto your tummies for baby cobra. So we're not going to do the fuller expression of cobra. We're just going to do the baby. So fingertips are aligned with your shoulders. Your elbows will be tucked into your side body. Lower your forehead to the floor. Lower your forearms as much as you can towards the floor. Flatten the tops of your feet so your toes are pointing backwards. Gently press your hips and pelvis into your mat. Roll an invisible alley with your nose to lengthen your neck. And on an inhale, without using your hands, lift your head, neck, shoulders, part of your diaphragm, whatever you can. So if you lift your hands off the floor, you're still holding. You can put them back down on the floor. Thankfully, a cobra doesn't have any hands. Eyes can be rolled up towards your seat of intuition. And as crazy as your intuition may sound sometimes, just listen to that little voice inside. You don't know, but listen to it. Now, if it tells you to jump off a bridge, don't listen. And one more breath in. And exhale and lengthen. Come all the way down. On an inhale, press yourself up. Come on over onto your backs. Draw your knees in towards your chest, one hand on each shin, and just gently rock from side to side. We're going to practice boat pose next, but not the full expression because I'm going to offer you it's more of a thought and an ideal than you can actually do, but suffice to say, we're going to try it. So place your hands underneath the backs of your thighs and rock up to a seated position. So, two things to be careful of or to be mindful of in boat pose is that you keep your back nice and long and strong, okay? So you're going to find your sweet spot balancing on your sits bones. And this is the difference. We're only going to keep you can keep your hands underneath the backs of your knees. And I just want you to keep your shins perpendicular to the mat. Now, what I want you to visualize is you actually pulling your femur bones. So it's just a thought. You can't really do it, but you're actually trying to push them closer into the acetabulum of the hip. So it's a rounded spot where the top of the femur goes in. And then we're going to do a little bit of work in a moment on the rest of this. So keeping the chest lifted, eyes lifted, shoulders down, shoulder blades together. Yes, this is working the core. We worked that last week. If anybody wants to do that class again, I'm sure you do. Not. Okay, come on and roll onto your backs. One hand on each knee, gently rocking from side to side. Okay, you're going to take your feet the width of the mat. And this is what I want you to visualize now. Sometimes we do windshield wipers and we take our knees all the way over, down as far as we can. Well, that's lifting your pelvis up and it's not working your femur in your hip joint. So place both hands, one on either hip joint, your anterior, superior, iliac spine. You can feel those bones in the front. Just keep your hands there. I want you to keep your pelvis stable. So you know what your pelvis is. So you inhale in place and just lower both knees, take them towards the left, but you're not letting your pelvis move. So the knees may not go that far. This is actually working where your femur, your big leg bone, inserts into your hip acetabulum socket. So you're not letting your pelvis move. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, you're going to the other side, but you're not letting your pelvis move. So this rotates your femur within the joint. This is isolating. This also, connective tissue, which everything in your body is encased in, particularly in the joints. There's just a ton of connective tissue, which is a safety feature. It's a stabilizing feature, but if it doesn't get elongated, it keeps us a little too stuck in movement. So inhale, come back to center. Let's do this one more time, then we'll do the full Monty. So you're keeping your hands on your hip joints. You're taking both knees without moving your pelvis over to the left, or whichever side you didn't just do. So you might notice you're getting a little bit further. Now, this will also be stretching some of the lower abs, pyramidalis. Stretches a little bit the inner thigh adductor, but not much. And the hip flexors a bit. Inhale, come back to the center. And one more time, other side, keep your pelvis stable, not moving. And you're governing that by holding your fingers or your hands on your anterior, your front hip bones. And then come back to the center. Take your arms out to the side wherever they're comfortable. Inhaling in place. Now you can take the whole enchilada over to the left side. Your sacrum's going to go with it. Stretching through the hip. The IT band goes from your knee to your hip. If it's tight, it restricts the movement from the knee to the hip. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling. Your feet are stationary. They are on the outer edges of your mat, lowering the knees, whatever amount they can go to the right. So your pelvis, the back of your pelvis, your sacrum, of course, is coming off the floor. Inhaling, coming back to the center. Exhaling, lowering both knees one more time to the left. And if it feels okay, pick up your left ankle or heel and place it on top of your right outer knee. If it doesn't feel okay, put that left foot back down. This intensifies the stretch on the left hip, iliotibia band, Breathing and releasing that foot. Now take your time, slowly returning to center. Exhaling, releasing the knees to the other side and picking up the right heel, ankle, and placing it on the outer side of your left knee. And breathe. And release, return to the center, and bring your knees into your chest. I was just channeling Elvis for a moment, probably because it rhymes with pelvis. Who knows? There are so many connections in our brain for things that pop in. I don't know, but it can be fun. Okay, you're rolling from side to side. You're holding on to your shins, just releasing gently. And then place the soles of your feet on the floor where your knees would be if your legs were straight. Align your heels with your sits bones. Bring your arms beside your body with your palms facing down. Lift your shoulder blades up and tuck them under your heart center. Tilt your chin towards the center of your chest to lengthen your neck. And then press the small of your back into the floor. And let's just spend a moment here activating your core front muscles, all of your abdominal muscles, your rectus abdominis, your transverse, and your pyramidalis. So just a reminder of your core consists of your pelvic floor, your abdominals, your obliques, your side muscles, and your low back. And a strong core is important for pretty much everything we do. Now, tilt your tailbone up and peel your spine off, lifting up. And why not? Let's do a little bit of pelvic floor strengthening. So while you're in bridge pose, you're going to tap your knees together, release, tap, release, tap, release, tap, release. 4 more times. Tapping, release. 3, tap. 2, tap, release. And holding the last one. And then slowly, starting from the top of your spine, bring your torso all the way back down onto the mat. Once again, draw your knees up in towards your chest. If you need to, a little bit of rocking. Bring your hands underneath the backs of your knees, and let's rock up to a seated position. We're going to stretch our spines in Paschimottanasana. So pull the flesh out from underneath your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Now, some of us might not get too far. And if you can just sit up nice and straight, you're going to be working your core. You're going to be stretching your hamstrings. Now, and if this is really too intense for you to even fold forward a little bit, then bend your legs a little bit, okay? So flex your feet. You'll be closer to your toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take your time if you got shoulder issues, like moi. Flex your feet so much, maybe your heels come off the floor. Lift out of your waist and then lean forward whatever amount you can. Doesn't matter if it's 3 inches, 2 inches, 4 inches, doesn't matter. You're lengthening, you're stretching. So a lot of times, poor posture, gravity, it's all weighing down on us. So this is an opportunity to release and decompress. One more breath in, reach and stretch. Now lengthen, 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 and then lower your hands wherever they fall. Maybe you can grab your toes, maybe just your ankles, maybe your calves. But use that as leverage to inhale, lift your hearts, lengthen your spine. Doesn't matter how far down you go. Yeah, your hamstrings are probably on fire. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, breathe. One more breath in. Lengthen from tailbone right through the crown. And then leading with your hearts, lower whatever amount you can. There's nothing competitive about yoga. You're just working with your own bodies, trying to be helpful, not harmful. Do no harm. Ahimsa, the first law of yoga. Breathe. And then walk your hands back up your legs and just take that staff pose once again with your hands behind or beside your hips, and just notice how much easier it is to sit up a little bit straighter and taller, a little bit. Inhale one more time, sweeping up. Lift out of your hips, out of your waist, stretching up, and then lead with your heart. Just come a few inches, maybe half a foot, maybe 3/4 of a foot forward, whatever's working. Feel your belly on your thighs, lengthening. I want you to try and keep your spine as straight as possible. Inhale, stretching again, right from your tailbone through your crown. And if you need to bend your knees, that's fine. Exhale, lower, and let your hands organically connect with whatever part of your foot, your ankle, or your calf that you can hold on to. Inhaling, keeping your heart lifted, keeping your spine long. Exhale, again, belly, heart stays open. Try not to round your shoulders or round at the neck, drawing your torso towards your legs. Inhale. Can you take now, some of you got straps. You may need to use your strap, but if you're able with your right hand to use your peace fingers and place it around your big toe, and if not, you're putting your strap around the ball of your foot or the arch, and you're going to lift the leg up. And you're going to take it out to the side. We were going to do this standing. I'm practicing compassion. I think this is a better option for a lot of us today. So try to keep your chest open, lifted, your spine long. Back to the center and slowly lower back down. Let's try the other leg. So again, whatever you can hang on to or using your strap. Inhale, lifting up, grabbing your foot, take it out to the side. Nice work. And back to the center and release forward and down. Bang out the backs of your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. Obviously, an intense inner thigh adductor stretch. So in Baddha Konasana, we can just be sitting up nice and tall. This may be as far as we're going. But if you're able, you can now round your back if you want to bend forward. So inhaling, lifting, lengthening. Exhaling, forward. You can round your back, you can tuck your chin. You're going to feel this in your inner thigh adductor muscles. We will stretch them out. Keep breathing. Holding our breath can create more tension and stress in the body. Inhaling, lifting up, bring both knees together, and once again, straighten your legs in front, bang out the backs of your knees. We're going to do a twist posture, Matsyendrasana. So bring your left foot outside of your right knee. Interlace your fingers in front of your shin. Pull your torso right up so you feel your sits bones pressing into the floor. Flex the foot of the straight leg. Lower your shoulders. Lengthen your spine from tailbone right up through the crown. You're going to place your left hand behind you to prop yourself up. Now, if you just want to hang on to your leg like this because of shoulder issues, maybe you can bring your elbow around your knee, but feel free to just hold on here. Inhaling in place. Exhaling to twist a little more. Inhale to lengthen right up through the crown. Exhaling, twisting. Awesome position, as most of you know, for wringing out, squeezing out, moving waste out of all of your digestive organs and glands. And of course, activates, enlivens all of your nerves traveling through the spine and keeps the spine supple and flexible, which is a major sign of youth. Youth has less to do with age than it does with flexibility and the ability to be curious. I think these are flexibility and curiosity are two great virtues for us to carry throughout our lives. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, come back to the center. And let's do the other side, placing right foot on outside of left knee. Interlace your fingers, lower your shoulders, flex the foot of the straight leg, feel your sits bones pressing right down into the earth. Place your right hand behind you. Inhale the other arm up. Again, if you're just holding on like this, you can, or stretch the arm up. You can bring your elbow around, or you can bring your elbow to the outside of your knee. Whatever feels best for you today is what is going to help you feel freer in your body. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to twist. One more breath in. Exhaling to release. Bend the legs, fold them over to the side. Remember to take a sip of water whenever you need. Curl your toes under. Place the soles of your feet on the floor. Keep your knees soft. Let your upper body hang. Uttanasana. Give your head a swing. Press your feet firmly into the floor. And on an inhale, slowly roll up. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. Let your arms just hang out. With your head being the last thing to come up. Inhale, bring shoulders up to ears. Exhale, and roll them back. Bringing your feet a little closer together. Again, shoulders back, shoulder blades together. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Interlace the fingers. Release your pointer. Bring your arms right beside your ears. Lock your knees. So that activates your quadricep muscles, your thighs. reaching and stretching up, axial extension. Now, exhale, sideways to the right. Keep the length. Don't worry about how far you go over. Imagine you're like a crescent moon. Inhaling, arms straight up again. Exhaling, other side. Keeping your arms as straight as you can, but again, be mindful of any shoulder issues. Inhaling, back to the center. Let your head fall back. Bring your arms right beside your ears, stretching the front of your spine. Shoulders, arms, collarbones. Release your arms. Stretch your fingers. On an inhale, reach up. On an exhale, fold from your hips. Keep nice and long in the upper part of your body as you fold forward. Let your fingertips touch the floor. On an inhale, slide your hands up the front of your shins, coming into a right angle position of your upper body to your lower body, tabletopping your spine. Exhale, slide your hands down in front. Bend your knees, you know what's coming next. Transfer your weight into the backs of your feet for Utkatasana, chair pose, horseman's pose. You want your knees behind your toes, and you're sinking your butt as much as you can. Stretching with your arms, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. And now, let's spread the feet wide apart on your mats, turning sideways as wide as you can. You're going to lunge over towards your left foot. Take your time, bending your knee. You're stretching your inner thigh, inner groin muscle. So you're lowering your butt as much as you can towards your heel. Inhaling up to the center. Exhaling over to the other side. Back up into the center, and then tense your fingers below your face. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, stretching up, reaching up, maybe looking up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, sweep the other arm up, reaching up, stretching up, looking up. Exhale, float it down. Walk your feet back in towards one another. Remember, take a sip of water whenever you need. Come on down onto your backs. Option for next, we're going to try shoulder stand, but if that's not something you wish to practice, then just getting your legs up in the air, placing your cushion underneath your sacrum. Just lift your legs up. Maybe lift them a little bit over behind your head. You'll see what feels right for you. If you want to try shoulder stand and then decide it's not for you today, that's fair. So let's begin with the knees bent, unless you've got your cushion underneath your sacrum. Arms are beside the body. You're going to lift the legs halfway up and over behind your head. Bring your knees close to your forehead. You're supporting your hips with your hands. And then, if you can, you're moving your hands a little bit further up and you're straightening your legs. This strengthens the core, obviously reverses your blood flow. So 75% of the blood is now bathing everything above the heart. Feet can be nice and loose. You might want to circle at your ankles. And then lower your left leg down over behind your head, whatever amount you can. Back up. Other leg down. And back up. Take your legs wide apart and slowly lower both legs down over behind your head. Inhale, up. Exhale, back down, wide leg plow post. So this is an intense stretch for the spine, the lower back. Don't do what is not feeling right for you today, but shoulder stand is considered the queen posture of yoga for its benefits. Inhale, bring the legs back together, and if you can hold another few seconds in Shavasana, supporting your lower back. And lower the legs over behind the head to come out of this, or remove your cushion if you have that underneath. Bring your hands to the floor, and with control, slowly return your torso and then your legs. If you want to get that extra core work, lowering your legs with control, pressing low back towards the floor, firing those abs slowly, moving with control, not gravity. Alrighty, centering yourself on your mat, inhaling in place. Let's bring the right knee up in towards the chest, pull it down, and then with your left hand on the outside of your right knee, guide it across your body over to the other side in this lying down twist position. Doesn't matter how far you go, you're releasing the low back, any tension in the low back or middle back, and stretching through the hip. So if you can let go of any kind of muscular energy here, as you know from past classes, just holding this stretch position helps to elongate the connective tissue that is stabilizing, supporting, and sometimes restricting movement in the hip. So don't do too much and don't do too little. Find the sweet spot and breathe. Breathe into that area. Inhale, come back to the center. Draw the knee into your chest. Draw the other knee up. Extend your right leg down in front. And then take, again, the opposite hand to the outside of the knee and guide it slowly across your body over to the other side, twisting as you turn. And again, it's not about how far you go. It's about feeling. Not too much, but feeling something. Breathing into the hip or the thigh, whichever area is holding on to the most tension. You know, if we work out too hard, we actually raise our cortisol levels. That's our stress hormone. I mean, cortisol is one of the first hormones to kick in the morning because it does kind of kick us in the butt a little bit to get us going. But too much cortisol, too much stress hormone floating through the body isn't healthy. It's kind of a bully hormone. It stops digestion, stops a lot of things, a lot of the other hormones. I liken it to trucks blocking a highway so no traffic can get through. That's what your cortisol hormone does. It blocks all the rest of the hormones. And then inhale, come back to the center. And then preparing for Shavasana, you may want to draw both knees up and perhaps make a few circles. If your knees are wider apart, you'll cover more territory on the low back and the hip area. And just gentle rocking from side to side And if you have an eye pillow or something to cover your eyes with, that's a nice thing to do. Slide your feet, straighten your legs, bring your heels together, let your feet splay out. Arms are beside your body with your palms facing up in the open and receiving position. You can lift your shoulder blades up once again and tuck them under your heart center. Separate the biting surfaces of the teeth. Relax the jaw and allow your body to come to a full and complete rest. Let it be soft and heavy. Please feel good about your efforts. The more deeply we can relax with calm breath, heavy body, the more deeply the benefits of what you have just done can be uploaded, absorbed, and integrated into your entire being, not just your body, your mind as well, and your soul. None of these entities are separate, but sometimes we think of them as being separate. They're not. Whatever thoughts we're having will have an impact on our bodily functions. Our hearts may race, our sphincters may close. We know this, but to be mindful, to be aware, not judgmental, just caring awareness of what is. With your breath, inhaling sun, warm, yellow, positive. Exhaling, moon, cool, blue, negative. Sun, warm, yellow, positive. Moon, cool, blue, negative. Sun, warm, yellow, positive. Moon, cool, blue, negative. And if you find at times certain nagging thoughts circulating, they don't stop, That's what the mind does. You're not going to change it. But we have tools in yoga to help us coexist with the monkey mindedness. And one of them is at the bottom of your exhalation, just stay there, pause before you inhale, and notice the cessation of thought. So eventually we can create new grooves in our minds, in our brains, by repeating certain actions and ideals, tips and tools that I offer in yoga to help us with the vicissitudes of life, to help us have more peace, to nurture and nourish the thoughts and ideas and feelings that bring us joy, and not to water or nourish the thoughts and feelings that are disturbing. It's up to us. Inhaling the life force long, full, and deep. And deep. Exhaling, let it all go. One more breath in, inhaling through your nose. You can exhale through your mouth, even make a sound. And last time, inhale, stretch your arms straight up towards the sky. Maybe lower them behind your head if it feels okay. Point feet far, flex, point, and then bring your arms back down beside your body. Keeping your eyes closed, bend your knees, roll over onto your side. Use your top arm to press yourself back up into a seated position. And if you wish, join me in chanting Om just once. And if you want to do it silently, it's just as powerful. Inhaling in place. Om Shanti, Namaste, peace.